We continue our weekly series highlighting the stories of people who've been wrongfully convicted. Tonight we have some good news. Devanya Inman's wrongful conviction led to more than 23 years behind bars, but he's finally been cleared of all charges. Inman was sentenced to life without parole for murdering a Taco Bell manager. He denied any involvement in the murder and was never wavered. And now, with help from the Georgia Innocence Project, he's finally able to walk out of prison a free man in time to spend the holidays with his family. Turning now to another case out of Kansas City, Missouri, that we hope yields the same good news. 51-year-old Keith Carnes has spent 20 years behind bars for a crime he says he didn't commit. Now he may get another chance to prove his innocence as a Missouri judge decides whether or not he should get a new trial. Keith was found guilty by a mostly white jury of shooting Larry White, someone the police say was a rival gang member. The state's case against Keith was built almost entirely on the testimony of two eyewitnesses, both of whom have since recanted their stories. For years, activists like those with the nonprofit Miracle of Innocence have been fighting for his release. Now Keith may be one step closer to freedom. With me now is Christopher Iliff, Executive Director of Miracle of Innocence and attorney for Keith Carnes. Welcome to the show, Counselor.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here, Yodit.
Christopher, before we get into the latest on Keith's case, could you walk us through the crime that he was found guilty of?
Sure. This was probably a drug killing that occurred in a part of Kansas City, Missouri, where drugs were regularly sold. It occurred just off of Prospect Avenue. And what happened was an individual came up and shot the victim in the head and ran off. Immediately afterwards, the police arrived, started looking for witnesses, and they immediately identified some people that they knew personally as likely people who would have knowledge of what was going on in that area. And so as a result, they investigated and questioned them, and they quickly concluded that the wrong person had actually been involved in the crime. These people were pressured into saying that Keith Carnes was involved in it. Keith was actually blocks away. He was in an apartment house. He came down when the bullets were fired and told several people in the lobby of the building, please get back into your rooms, stay away. Everybody wants to stay away. That was well known to the police at the time, that he was blocks away from where the actual incident occurred. But because somebody was pressured into naming him as the shooter, they quickly concluded he was the right one. And then they also went to one of their confidential informants. They never told the defense about this confidential informant who was regularly used in order to jam up people that the police wanted to jam up, or to simply bring a quick conclusion to a crime where they didn't really know who did it. So that's what happened back, 20 years ago. And Keith has been in prison ever since then. And only in the last few years has it all come out that almost everything that was said about him was untrue, and that the actual crime was committed by someone else.
So that's why you said that this case from the beginning was the subject of severe official misconduct, starting with the initial police investigation. Christopher, I mentioned earlier that the state's case against Keith was built almost entirely on the word of two witnesses. You say that police pressured into identifying your client, Keith, as the perpetrator in this crime, but they later recanted their stories. Do you know why they took back what they said during the trial?
Well, first of all, conscience is a very powerful motivator for people, especially when they can't be pressured any longer. Now, 20 years later, they're not subject to any kind of police pressure. The detectives who investigated at the time have since retired. And they simply couldn't live with themselves and with what they knew about the crime. The one person who'd never recanted was actually not in a position to ever see where the crime was committed. She claimed that she saw Keith Carnes shoot the victim while he was lying on the sidewalk through the head. Well, all of the forensic evidence shows that he was never lying on the sidewalk. There were no bullet marks in the sidewalk, and that it was clear that she had no idea how the crime had actually been committed. She was also blocks away and in a position where she couldn't have seen it. But she was a police confidential informant, someone that they regularly used to try to solve crimes because she was knowledgeable about what was going on in the drug world down in that area. And she didn't recant, but during the hearing in November, it became evident that she couldn't possibly have seen what was going on.
Now, you've been fighting for Keith's exoneration for years now. How did Miracle of Innocence first become involved in the case?
The case was actually brought to us by a private investigator by the name of Latara Smith, who is involved in exonerating people who've been wrongly convicted. And she had brought it to some attorneys here in town. They brought it to us, and they were looking for support because it simply costs thousands and thousands of dollars to spend the time that's necessary to get innocent people out of prison. And when they brought it to us and they brought all of the evidence to us, we sat down with them and we said, we are absolutely going to support this 100% and go forward with it. And something highly unusual has happened in this case. Missouri is one of the most difficult states to exonerate innocent people in, both because the governor will never grant pardons and the attorney general never believes that they ever made a mistake at trial. And so as a consequence, always opposes these things very, very strongly. And in this case, the evidence was so strong that even the Missouri Supreme Court said, we're going to appoint a special master to investigate the facts in this case. And that's what they did. They appointed a judge, Judge Hickel, who is very well known for being skeptical of things that have gone wrong in previous trials. He listened to the evidence, and all of the facts were presented to him. And we're hopeful that within the next 30 days or so, Judge Hickel will make a recommendation to the Missouri Supreme Court that Keith Carnes be freed.
That would be absolutely amazing. I have one last question for you, Christopher. I mean, have you had a chance to talk to Keith with all of the developments in this case happening? And what is his spirit like? Is he hopeful that he's going to be walking out of prison a free man?
He is extremely hopeful. And his mother also is extremely hopeful. The founder of our organization, Darrell Burton, who himself did 24 years in a Missouri prison for a crime he didn't commit, and I were at her home last Saturday, and we were looking at how we're going to arrange for Keith to live when he comes home, because that's one of the other things that Miracle of Innocence does that's different from other innocence organizations, is we provide for the needs of exonerees when they come home.
Which is extremely important. Thank you so very much. Christopher Iliff, attorney and executive director of Miracle of Innocence. Thank you so much for the work that you're doing, sir.